Okay, if you haven't done so in a while, do a file save, just so you don't lose anything, and then take a screenshot, and you can submit this onto the documentation that is required on classrooms. Civil engineering, shed progress, and you can open this document, and right here it says press Windows Shift S to take a screenshot, and then you just press Control V to paste it. So you can go ahead and do that. Next, we're going to work on some drawings. So scroll down over here, and we are going to right click on Sheets, New Sheet, hit OK, and you want to double click down here, type your name, all capitals, double click down here, type utility shed, double click over here, and we're going to put the date. Okay, super easy. First thing we're going to do is we're going to drag your floor plan in. So click and drag floor plan, and then just click here. So click and drag floor plan, click here. Alright, if you notice, if I zoom out, we have our cameras. We don't want those. So you're going to right click on your image, and we're going to activate the view. Now once you activate the view, if you were to make changes, like by moving a window, alright, that actually did that in our model. So if I go back to the 3D view, now the windows are touching. So be careful not to drag anything accidentally on this. Alright, what we want to do though is click on this box right here for Show, Hide, Crop. So you end up with this black box. Click on the black box, and we're going to make it nice and snug to our model. Nice and snug to our model. All the way around. Okay? And before we leave this, let's come down here, make it a little bigger. We're going to click on our scale, 1/8 to 1 foot, and let's pick 1/4 to 1 foot. 1/4 to 1 foot right there. 1/4 to 1 foot. Again, that's down here. Alright? And then what we can do is right click. Oh, not yet. We still have the black box. So let's hide that with Hide Crop View right here. And then we can right click and deactivate. Right click, deactivate view. Right, then we can drag this back down here. Right, somewhere we lost this. So we're going to need to move this around in order to move that. If you click on the image, you get dots, so you can change the size. If you click off of this in the white space, you can then move the line by itself up here. Alright, let's zoom in on utility shed. So get this up here nice and close to the top. Notice my lines are a little long, so I'm going to go back to my floor view, and then I can just drag these in a little closer. Drag those in a little closer. Go back to my drawing. Alright, and then I can just move this, get it nice and close to the top. I can move the floor line. Click on the floor, I can make the floor shorter. Alright, if you messed any of that up, just do a rewind and redo it, because we're going to do the same thing for a couple more views. Moving ahead, let's pull out our east view, do the same thing, drag it out, click, and it's gigantic. So what we're going to do is right click, activate view, turn on our crop box, and we're going to pull this just about as close as we can to our shed. Just about as close as we can to our shed. Okay. Hide crop box. Right click. Deactivate. Okay. I need to make this shorter, this east view line, so I'm going to shrink that way down by clicking on the item, and then I can change it. Click off the item, and now I can move it. Right. If your lines are still a little long, like these, I can go up here, I can double click east, over here, double click east. Now I can just click on that line and then pull it in a little smaller. Right. Click on that line, and I can pull it in a little smaller. Alright, let's drag out our south view over here. Drag out south view. drag out your south view. Same thing, right click it, activate view, turn on your crop, bring it in super close on both sides, hide the crop box, and reactivate, or deactivate, sorry, deactivate. Same thing, these are a little big, so I'm going to double click south, and I'm going to pull these lines in a little closer. There we go. Alright, tuck that in. I'm going to make the line smaller that says south by clicking on the house. I can change the line length, click off the house, and then I can move it. Try to keep it lined up with east. Right, these views are not lined up, so I'm going to move it up. There we go. And everything should be lined up nice and neat. There we go. And finally, we need a 3D view. So I'm going to click and drag out my 3D view from the left side. All right. Same thing. We're going to activate the view. We are going to turn on the crop. And we're going to bring it nice and close to your house. Bring it nice and close to your house. There we go. And turn off the crop view. And deactivate. Put that right there. Make this real tiny. And move that right up underneath. Okay. At this point, that was a lot of work. Let's do a file save. If you haven't done so, file save. If you have lines in your background behind your house, there's an easy way to get rid of it. Go to your 3D view, and you can press the letter VV on your keyboard twice. Press V twice. Alright. And you can turn things on and off here. We're going to go to the annotations category right there. And we're going to scroll down. And we're going to uncheck levels. There's levels. Uncheck levels. Alright, and now you won't see your levels on the screen. I don't know why mine weren't showing before. Okay. And finally, we're going to add a section view. So let's go to our floor plan up here. All right, and we're going to click on Annotate. View, sorry, we're going to click on View, Section right here, View Section. And we want to click and drag across a wall, just like that. Make sure you're not doing it over a window. Click and drag across a wall like that. Alright, and then I'm going to shrink this down so it's just going through a window. Notice the wall I chose. Don't do it on this wall. And now if we come over here, we have an area called Sections. If I open up the little plus sign, we have Section 1. Double click Section 1. You now have a section view. Right. I don't quite like how big I want this to be a little bigger, so I'm going to go back to my section view. Oops, or my floor view, sorry. Floor view. And I can extend this a little farther down, like that. And now if I go back to my section view, I have more roof showing. I also don't want this crop box, so we'll click the crop hide tool. And my lines are a little long, so I'm going to make those a little shorter. And just tuck this in nice and close. Okay? And then we want to see more detail, so click on Everything. And we're going to choose this thin lines, thick lines. We want thin lines, and then set your detail down here to fine. In your lower left, set your detail to fine. And now you can see the different layers of wood. Okay, so set your detail here to fine, and make sure on the top that you're not on fat lines, that you're on thin lines. Let's put this image on our drawing. Let's go back to our drawing, and we're going to drag out section view, put that right there. All right. Now our drawing is a little small, so we are going to right click it, activate, and let's change the scale down here to 1/2 equals 1 foot. 1/2 equals 1 foot. Right click it, deactivate view, and we can drag that down, make it look good. Even use your arrow keys for some precision. I'm going to move up the little line. Now we're going to annotate this. Your teacher will have an annotation sheet they can give you, but we're going to click on Annotate on the top menu bar, choose Text, and we're going to choose the A right here with the little line, with the bent line, and I'm going to zoom in on this. So I'll click on my concrete, I'll come up to about here, I'll come over, and I'm going to type concrete 4 inches, and then click off it. Okay, you're going to go through and you are going to label some of your parts. Oh, forgot, we are missing a few things. I'm going to press Escape, Escape. We are missing a few things. We need to put insulation and other doohickeys in here. So let's go and click on. So if we have to put some insulation in these walls, let's go back to our section view. Okay, this toolbar in my way, I can't get rid of that. And what we're going to do is go to Annotate, Component, and over here we have some components we can choose from. Alright, first thing we need is a 2x4. I don't see one listed, so let's go get a 2x4. Click Load Family right here. Again, Annotate, Component, Detail Component, there we go, Load Family. Alright, on this drop down menu we need to go to Detailed Items. We're going to go down to Division 6, Wood and Plastic. Double click it, and we're going to go to Common wood framing, and we're going to choose Nominal Cut Lumber Section. Nominal means it's the way it comes from the store. Alright, and we want to hold down the Control key, and we're going to pick 2x4 and 2x8. Hold the Control key, pick both of those, and hit OK. Now here we have 2x4. I'm going to zoom in down here. We can press spacebar to rotate, and we're going to set it right there, because that's our sill plate. Now if you notice, the wall is way too big, so we're going to have to change the wall. I believe the wall is set too big. So let's go to our floor view, and we're going to click on our wall. Alright, it should say Basic Wall Shed with Siding. We're going to hit Edit Type. We're going to go here to Edit. Look at that, it's 7 inches. So we're going to edit that. Our wall should be not 6 inches thick, but a 2x4 is 3 and 1/2 inches. So type in 3 and 1/2 inches right there. Hit OK. Hit Remove Constraints. Hit OK. Alright, we've just changed our walls, but now your constraints may have changed, so you're going to have to change that to 12 feet. Okay, you have to change that. That one should also be 12 feet. Why did that one not fix? So you have to do a little fiddling around. That one doesn't go to the outside. There it goes outside, and make that 12 feet. Okay, now if I go back to my section view, play around with that, pause the video until you get that to work. Now my 2x4 fits in there quite nicely. Okay, we're going to add a 2x4 up here at the top. We're going to add 2 of them. Annotate, Component, Load from Family. Oh, nope, we already loaded them. There's 2x4. We're going to rotate it. 2 go up top. 1, 2. Alright, 2 of those go up top. We can move that up a little bit. We also need Component 2x8 needs to go right here. So I'm going to click there. I'm going to click Modify this thing. Oop. Click on it, and I can rotate it right here to kind of line it up. All right, get it lined up better than I did. And finally, we're going to go to Annotate, and we're going to add insulation. And right here, we can put insulation inside the wall. Mine's horrible. And insulation right here inside the wall. This insulation, you have to change the thickness up here to 7 1/4. Alright, and there you go. Save your work.